If money alone made people free, $500,000 would be enough. It isn't. And the reason why changes how you should think about wealth forever. Challenging the belief. Most people believe there's a number that solves everything. A bank balance that finally lets you relax. A savings account that means you've made it. A moment where money stops being a problem. And for many people, that number sounds something like $500,000. $500,000 feels massive. It feels safe. It feels like freedom. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Money doesn't buy freedom. Cash flow does. And confusing the two is one of the most expensive mistakes people make. Before we go further, pause for a second and ask yourself. Would you feel free with that number, or just less stressed? Why the number feels bigger than it is? Let's slow this down. When people hear $500,000 in the bank, their brain doesn't think in math. It thinks in emotion. Security. Status. Relief. You imagine no boss breathing down your neck. No panic when bills arrive. No fear of emergencies. But the problem is this. Your life doesn't cost a lump sum. It costs time. Every month. Every year. Quietly. Relentlessly. Rent doesn't care about your net worth. Groceries don't pause because you feel rich. Inflation doesn't wait until you're ready. So the real question isn't, how much money do I have? It's, how long does this money last? And that's where the illusion begins to crack. If this already feels uncomfortable, stay with me. This is where most people look away. The math no one emotionally prepares for. Let's say you live modestly. Nothing extreme. No luxury lifestyle. Just comfort. Let's say your life costs you housing, food, transport, healthcare, basic enjoyment. That's easily $2,000 to $3,000 per month in many parts of the world. Often more. Now do the quiet math. $500,000 divided by $3,000 per month equals about 166 months. That's roughly 13 to 14 years. And that's assuming no major emergencies, no inflation, no lifestyle creep, no mistakes. In real life, money leaks faster than spreadsheets admit. Which leads to a hard realization. Savings don't create freedom. They create a countdown. The moment you stop earning, the clock starts ticking. Why rich-looking people still feel trapped. This is why you'll see people with large savings who are still anxious. They don't feel free. They feel exposed. Because subconsciously, they know. Every withdrawal is irreversible. Every bad year accelerates the end. Every surprise shortens the runway. So instead of freedom, they experience hesitation, overthinking, fear of enjoying life. They become careful, not confident. And this is where many people get it wrong. They think the solution is more savings. But piling cash into a static account doesn't fix the core issue. Because the real enemy isn't running out of money. It's running out of time with no replacement income. If you've ever felt this tension but couldn't explain it, you're not alone. Why income beats savings every time? Here's the reframe that changes everything. Wealth is not what you've saved. Wealth is what keeps coming without your presence. True freedom begins when money arrives. Whether you're working or not. Whether you're awake or asleep. Whether you're present or absent. This is the difference between a reservoir and a river. A reservoir eventually dries up. A river keeps moving. That's why two people can both have $500,000 and live completely different lives. One sees it as a safety net. The other uses it as a tool. The tool builder asks, how can this money generate more money? The saver asks, how long can I make this last? One mindset compounds. The other decays. What $500,000 is actually good for? Let's be precise. $500,000 is not freedom. But it can buy options. It can reduce pressure, buy time to think, absorb mistakes, seed income-producing systems. Used correctly, it becomes leverage. Used incorrectly, it becomes a shrinking cushion. The goal was never to stop working forever. The goal was to stop being dependent on labor alone. That's the line most people never cross. This is the point where most advice gets vague. Stay with me. The quiet rule of money. So here's the rule that actually matters. If your lifestyle depends on money you already earned, you're surviving on the past. If your lifestyle is supported by money still being created, you're building the future. The advice is popular. The results are rare. And that gap explains everything. If this changed how you see money, you're already ahead of most people. Subscribe if you want clarity instead of noise. Like the video, it helps more people hear this message. And comment below, would you rather have savings or cash flow, and why?